What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Let me stop playing. Anyway, it's time to call our good old energy back from these government establishments or what have you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm only going to say my decrees and declares 2 or 3 times. I'm not going to say them every step of the way, but they're going to be just as effective and even more so effective. Okay? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay? I decree and declare my soul energy and every single one of my light sparks removed immediately from these government establishments. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Any and all government, the shadow government, and what I'm talking about is these individuals in this brotherhood, but more so I am speaking about their boss, these motherfucking archons. Okay, the brotherhood, they are minor, they are not even an issue really, even though they were the ones who worked for the archons. However, the archons were the ones who constructed the bodies. Just the nastiest creatures. We're going to be getting into those archons. I'm going to be talking about the way they look as well within the next few videos, so be on the lookout for that. But the shadow government, the brotherhood again, archons, octopus, see that old disgusting creature that had old Romola up on his tippy toes fucking her. He didn't have no rhythm while he was fucking her because he was in a constant state of orgasm while he was fucking her. And that wasn't a her, that was a he, because it was the reptile king, the shapeshifted. Anyway, I decree and declare all of my soul energy and every single bit and one of my light sparks coming up out of these I can't even find the motherfucking words for some of this shit. But let's go ahead and talk about this. The Declaration of Independence. All of my light sparks coming up out of that bullshit Declaration of Independence from these thieves. All them thieves, the whole motherfucking government need to be thrown up under the jail for having the nerve to be up in my shit that I set up there and gave birth to. Stealing, hijacking, creating jails for the people to be thrown into after they brainwashed them and mind controlled them into doing the shit that they do. The U.S. Bill of Rights. Baby, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. It has already fallen. We're just waiting for it to catch up to its complete and utter destruction. The Constitution, of course, bitch. Ain't none of that shit valid as it pertains to me. Take all of my light sparks, any of my light sparks that are caught up in the upholding of that U.S. Constitution. Take my light sparks up out of that. The judicial system. And I'm talking about any and all courtrooms, judges, lawyers, DAs, prosecutors, jails, prisons. Take my light sparks I decree and declare that my soul energy and all of my light sparks are removed from the aforementioned and return home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself. Gonna have the nerve to build prisons and detention centers and things of this nature to put the people in after you done brainwashed them and mind control them into doing the shit that they do. Bitch, no, you're the ones who you're gonna be in them jails and prisons. You belong there after stealing and thieving. I decree and declare all of my light sparks. Again, I'm gonna repeat this again. Coming up out of the whole entire judicial system. Any and all courtrooms, the flags that are in the courtrooms, the statues, the judges, okay, lawyers, DAs, prosecutors, jails, prisons, detention centers, juvenile centers, the computers and databases. I decree and declare that all of my light sparks are removed from the computers and the databases that we have the nerve to uphold these motherfucking warrants that are undeserved. Okay, and return home to the mother, the Trinity, bitch. The mother, the father, and the child. I decree and declare. Look, I done already said I won't go say it but twice, but it's just coming out like this. It need to be coming out. That my light sparks. Look, every single one of them. These are mine. Not yours. I sat up there and gave birth to all artists that you stole with them black orbs. I decree and declare that all of my light sparks are removed from the following and returned to the mother, the father, and the child. The Trinity. Any and all police officers. Take my light sparks up out of them motherfucking thugs. They ain't nothing but gangs. They ain't got no motherfucking business being here because we are dead smack in the middle of death culture. Why are they here? They are wasting my resources by being here. Because the people have been brainwashed and mind controlled to behave the way they behave, like wild motherfucking animals. That they do behave like wild animals. All this crime they're committing, it's because of that brainwashing and that motherfucking mind control. That they will go out here and kill knowing the consequences. Because they were brainwashed and mind controlled into doing it. And then they got these motherfucking police out here for nothing. What are they here for? Because without that brainwashing and that mind control, the people would not act like this. Take my light sparks up out of these motherfucking police officers. All of them. The police departments. Take my light sparks up out of there and bring them on home to me where they belong. Any and all police officers, departments, precincts, the government branches, take my light sparks of government. Who the fuck? Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Baby, if you didn't come through me, if I did not give you jurisdiction, you do not have jurisdiction. Take my motherfucking light sparks up out of these government branches. The legislative, the legislative branch, the motherfucking executive branch, and the judicial branch. Take my light sparks up out of all of these branches that ain't got no business being here because they ain't nothing but thieves and need to be thrown up under the jail. Not only are they thieves, but they are murderers and they are child molesters. Um, Now let's go ahead on down to the FBI, the IRS, the FDA, the FTC, any and all intelligence agencies. Excuse me. Take my light sparks up out of all of these motherfucking government programs immediately and return them home to the mother, the father, and the child. Again, the FBI, take my light sparks out of the motherfucking thugs. They ain't got no business being here. The IRS, the FDA, the FTC, let's go on down, honey, because I got a whole list. Any and all intelligence agencies, the CIA. Now let's talk about this CIA for a moment. Now these are really the most ruthless thugs out of them all. Now they are responsible for these MK Ultra programs, these government experiments where I happen to be a subject as a child, put through some of the most horrible torture by these individuals within this group, this CIA, this Central Intelligence Agencies. Take my motherfucking light sparks and all of my soul energy up out of this motherfucking CIA. The man in the red truck, who Sharita had the nerve that let me be sitting out there in that truck with it, man, as he was doing some ungodly things. Take my light sparks up out of that intelligence agency, and I'm talking about the equivalent to this in every country, and return them home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay, now let's move on down to these motherfucking this war, steeped within this motherfucking death culture. Like that shit cute. Motherfuckers got holidays, Veterans Day for what? Okay. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of these programs. Okay. Where we got the United States Army and the equivalent in every country, because this whole shit is mine. The Navy, the Marines, any and all military in any country, any militia, secret or otherwise. Take my light sparks up out of them and bring them on home to me where they belong. Wow, I just heard the Knights Templar. Take my light sparks. I decree and declare that every single bit of my soul energy and every one of my light sparks coming up out of the Knights Templar and coming on home to the mother, the father, and the child, the mother, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity in one body, myself. Um, Now let's talk about all of these different government. What you call these motherfuckers? These government agencies. There's a list. Now I'm only going to say I decree and declare this one time, unless I just feel it in my spirit to say it again. But I'm going to go down this list. Now this is a long list. Take my light sparks up out of all of this. But let's start with the Social Security Administration. I decree and declare all of my soul energy and every bit of my light sparks coming up out of the Social Security Administration, and not just my Social Security number. Take my light sparks out of each and every one of these motherfuckers' Social Security numbers, because that's the baby. Any of my light sparks that are caught up in the withholding of this system within the Social Security Administration, take my light sparks up out of there. Not just mine, but the whole collective who has Social Security numbers. Take my light sparks up out of all of them Social Security numbers. Oh, I can't even get it out because, girl, I'm so irritated. Okay. But let's go ahead down this list, okay? I decree and declare my light sparks free and removed and returned on home to me from the following government agencies. The General Services Administration. Bitch, who are you? Like, I don't even know. I don't know none of y'all. The National Archives and Records Administration. The U.S. Agency for Global Media. The American Battle Monuments Commission. The Appalachian Regional Commission. You gotta bear with me because I'm reading down this motherfucking list. Okay. The United States Department of Health and Human Services. Take my light sparks up out of that bullshit and return them on home to the mother, the father, and the child. The United States Department of Defense. Oh, girl. The United States Access Board. The United States Office of Personnel Management. The United States African Development Foundation. The United States Department of Agriculture. The Armed Forces Retirement Home. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Take my light sparks up out of that motherfucking president and that damn secret service. All of them secret service agents. Take my light sparks up out of all of them motherfuckers and return them on home to the mother, the father, and the child immediately. The United States Department of Commerce, AmeriCorps, the United States Arctic Research Commission, the United States Department of Veteran Affairs, the architect of the Capitol, whatever the fuck that shit is. Again, I said this is a repeat. The Social Security Administration. Make sure you take every single bit of my soul energy and every one of my light sparks up out of that and bring them on home to the mother, the father, and the child. This is a command, and these are permanent across all timelines, realms, and dimensions. Okay. The Administration for Children and Families. the United States Environmental Protection Agency, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the United States Department of the Interior, the United States Department of Labor. Take my life sparks out of all that shit, that bullshit, that these thieves. Bitch, did I tell you to create any of this? If I didn't create it, if I didn't give you, girl, if I didn't give you the clearance to create any of this shit, why is it here? Why are you playing with me? The United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, the U.S. Chemical Safety and Hazard Investigation Board, the National Transportation Safety Board, the Small Business Administration, the Administrative Conference, okay, the Administrative Conference of the United States, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Which we're going to be getting into that in another message. These motherfucking firearms and explosives. I don't understand why they were even created. Take my light sparks up out of all of these weapons, guns, explosives, firearms, bombs, and nuclear weapons. I decree and declare it. My light sparks were not meant to be used for weapons that you would give to people, unhealed people. That's crazy. Why do people even have access to firearms in the first place? These people are not healed and they are unhinged. Take my light sparks up out of all of these weapons that can be used to kill another human and bring them on home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself. Okay? Where we at, honey? Where we at? The National Science Foundation, the Administration for Community Living, the Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation. Like, what the fuck? All of these different government agencies that had the nerve to split my shit up. Girl, where we at now, honey? Because I hope we towards the end, baby. This is a long list. Ooh. Where was we at? The National Credit Union Administration, the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, the United States Army Corps of Engineers, the United States Office of Management and Budget, and baby, here we go, NASA. I decree and declare every single one of my light sparks and every bit of my soul energy that has been caught up in these NASA programs are removed immediately and returned on home to me, the Trinity, the Mother, the Father, and the Child. Yeah, now, child. The Federal Labor Relations Authority, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, United States International Trade Commission, Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service. Check see my shit. Okay. This was a long one. The Library of Congress, the FDIC, which stands for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Take, baby. Now, this is one of the most important ones. I decree and declare every bit of my soul energy and all of my light sparks coming up out of this FDIC and being returned home securely to the one it belongs to, which is myself. My light sparks were not intended for anything such as this. I didn't sit up there uncomfortably giving birth to this, for this, and then for me to be at the bottom now. Bitch, you got me fucked up. Take my light sparks up out of this FDIC and return them on home to the mother, the father, and the child. What we got now? Okay, we almost at the end. The Peace Corps. Take my dude for what? The Federal Housing, Federal Housing Finance Agency. Baby, take my light sparks up out of the White House office, every single room in the White House, the beds, in all statues, monuments, and go up under the ground and take my light sparks from up under the ground too. The trees that's around it, take my light sparks from the gates, take every bit of my soul energy and every one of my light sparks up out of this White House. The presidents, every single one of them presidents, past, present, and quote future. This is about to crumble all the way. What else? Okay. The Defense Nuclear Facilities Safety Board, the National Council on Disability, any and all city and state buildings, and I'm talking about within the whole country and every other country, and monuments, federal government buildings and monuments, the White House, any and all presidents, vice presidents, especially that Kamala Harris, take my light sparks out of that dizzy bitch. Governors, senators, representatives, secretary of states, house speakers, the voting system, elections. Take my light sparks up out of all of that. Take my light sparks up out of this voting system and return them home to the mother, the father, and the child. I decree and declare that my light sparks, all of my soul energy, and every one of my light sparks are removed from this United States voting system. And the elections, the campaigns, and brought home to the mother, the father, and the child. Any and all parties, and I don't gotta name them all, but I'm just gonna name the Democrats, the Republicans, and the Independents, but I'm talking about all of them. If I ain't said it, hunt it down, check them down, and take my light sparks up out of all of that and bring them on home to the mother, the father, and the child. The Pentagon, baby. I decree and declare that all of my light sparks are removed from the Pentagon. In every single office, every single room, the bathroom, up above it, down below it, up underneath the ground, any monuments and flags and statues that contain my light sparks removed and brought home to the mother, the father, and the child. The Twin Towers. And I'm not talking about not only the new Twin Towers, that the renovation of the Twin Towers, but I'm talking about the Twin Towers of old. Take any of my light sparks. I decree and declare that any of my light sparks that were caught up within the emotional energy surrounding September 11th, 2001 are removed and returned home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself. Immediately, I decree and declare it. This is a command, and you have no choice. Come on home to the mother, the father, and the child. We need you here. Thank you. And again, I said this before, but let's say it again. Any and all wars, any of my light sparks that has been caught up in any of these wars, these stupid wars, since the beginning of time, I don't have to name them, but any and all wars, take my light sparks up out of these wars and bring them on home to the mother, the father, and the child. Myself. Guns, bombs, and nuclear weapons. And again, this does not apply to only the United States. I'm talking about the whole world. Thank you. Bye-bye.